you really have a wide range of the different film classes you can take, and so there's no one film studies experience that's the same. I said the last part wrong. There are no two film studies experiences that are, okay, we don't need that last part. My name is Tyler Kwok, and I graduated in 2021, and I studied film studies and global studies and minored in Chinese. I think one of the biggest moments for me in just my film studies experience was in a film theory class with Rick Warner, and the lecture was on Moonlight, and it was a really eye-opening lecture for me then, just because it kind of opened my eyes to what film can accomplish in terms of making audiences sympathize with characters, because the lecture was kind of about how the director, Barry Jenkins, aligned the audience with the protagonist's consciousness, really, and his thoughts, his experiences. So even though I shared hardly anything in common with this character on paper, I was able to still sympathize and, to an effect, feel what he was feeling. And so that lecture just really opened my eyes to what film can accomplish. One of my favorite films from my film studies experience was Still Life by Jia Zhangke, and it was one of the films I researched and wrote about for my honors thesis. And I think what I love about Still Life and kind of my experience watching it is that if I had seen it for the first time just a few years ago, I really wouldn't have understood it. I think I actually may have been a little bored by it. But from my film studies experience and curriculum, I was able to understand how the slower moments were actually very powerful, in that is exactly where the director was able to comment on and critique policies from the Chinese government. Yeah, I had a really great experience with the entire film community at UNC through both the film studies concentration, but also extracurriculars. And a few of those activities and groups that really stood out to me were the Aspect Film Journal, where I met some great people who I had kind of known through my film classes, but really got to spend more time with. And then also CFA, the Carolina Film Association, was just one of the best groups that I was a part of in my 4 years at Carolina. It's such a supportive group, and they really encourage anyone, regardless of experience level, to just jump in. And it's a very collaborative, fun group, and just awesome people to be around. I've had a very positive experience with all the film studies professors that I've had in my 4 years, particularly Rick Warner, who is my thesis advisor. I think I have to call him one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. All the teachers I have, I also want to shout out Dr. Martin Johnson. It's very clear that they're super passionate about the material they teach, and that is reflected in their classes and their lectures, and it makes learning so much more enjoyable. Yeah, my film studies classes definitely improved my writing so much. Just in the regular classes, the professors are really committed to your improvement as a writer. And so when you're turning in papers, it's not just about the content, writing about the films, but they really do their diligent work helping you grow as a writer and helping you structure essays, your arguments, and especially having written an honors thesis where you're just writing a ton, I've just seen my writing grow so much over the past 4 years. Yeah, so my thesis was about Chinese national cinema, and it really looked at how two prominent Chinese filmmakers were able to use film as a means of critiquing and commenting on the social, political, historical context of 1990s China. And it was it was a super fun experience because I've always been interested in learning about China and Chinese culture and people, and film as well. They're two pretty different subjects, but my thesis really allowed me to put them together and use film to better understand Chinese culture and history. My recommendation to someone who is interested in potentially joining the film studies concentration would be to first and foremost join a film class, and then from there see how you like writing about films, how you like talking about them in an academic setting. But also the community, the film community at Carolina is so warm and welcoming. These are students who are very enthusiastic about the major, and I am sure would be very eager to talk about it. But yeah, in short, I would ask the film community and people about their experiences studying film.